Hello everyone, welcome to From the Heart. I'm Joshua.
And I'm Mary.
And we're excited to bring to you all that's new and good when it comes to the arts in Central Florida.
Today we're here with Michael Marinaccio, producer of the Orlando Fringe Festival, and we're going to learn about his journey to the Fringe.
Michael, Mary, and I are really excited to learn more about you as an artist, so tell us your journey about how you got started in the theater and your passion for the arts.
Sure. I started as an actor. I took a class in community college my first semester, and it was an acting class because I thought it would be an easy humanities credit. Was sitting there in the back of the class going, wow, these guys are really bad as they're reading a scene. And the teacher caught me and pulled me up and said, why don't you do it, hotshot? And I I started reading the scene, and something just clicked. And after class, people were like, have you ever acted before? Have you ever done this?
Do you remember what that scene was?
It was from Lone Star by James McClure. So yeah, I do.
Wow,
and then my teacher started handing me audition notices, and I started going out on them, and I started getting parts. The second show I ever auditioned for, I got a lead, and then I decided to move to Florida. Went to UCF. And while there, I started working professionally. While I was doing shows at UCF, I was still hopping out and doing some other stuff, including the Orlando Fringe. In 1997, a friend of mine, Todd Kimbrough, and I decided to produce our own stuff at the Fringe, and we did, and it was great. And since then, I had done every single festival since that time, 15 in a row as an artist and 3 as producer.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from Long Island, New York.
Okay, so you had your first acting class in college, but did you consider yourself an actor as a kid? I mean, it's kind of born in you, right?
Well,
it doesn't just happen.
I mean, you know, there's all the home videos, the home movies that me and my friends made, old karate movies where we were dubbing the voices in the back, and you know,
So you were
lots of silly stuff.
creative growing up.
Yeah, and I was a DJ on my high school radio station, and I was into art classes and that type of thing.
So when people asked you in high school, what do you want to be when you grow up, it wasn't a producer of a Fringe festival.
Well, certainly not. It wasn't even an actor. I didn't really know. I thought I wanted to be a DJ for a little while, and then that changed.
What's your favorite part of your role?
My favorite part of my job as producer of the Fringe is being able to see new work culminate and see how it really affects people's lives, artists and audiences alike. You know, to see audiences walk out touched and moved and can't stop talking about something, to see an artist finally get brave enough to do the passion project that they've always wanted to do, and to see that succeed. That to me, I cry every year at the Fringe. It's usually once, and it usually happens toward the end, and it usually once it starts, then the floodgates won't stop. But it's a very personal connection that I have with the artist, because I am one.
These many years later, are there certain productions that you think of, whether you were in or part of or just witnessed, that still stand out in your memory?
Oh, sure. You know, one of my favorite groups at the Fringe is a group called the Downtowners, and they are a group of 75 to now going to be 100-year-olds from the Orlando Lutheran Towers, and they're a chorus, and they sing, and it's just pure infectious joy. Whether they're getting the words wrong, they have choreography, if you could call it that sometimes.
I've got to see this chorus.
They wear T-shirts because they come around and hand out.
Oh yeah, they pull up
sassy.
in their bus, and they get out, and you know, one of them's blind, and so they look like, you know, you see these old folks walk in there, and then their show is just pure joy.
So literally anyone can perform at the Orlando Fringe Festival.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you can watch Jin Jin. At 99, she was when I saw this, but now going to be 100. Sing Forever Young and not cry. You're not human. You're not human. Yeah.
Did they get a large venue?
They did last year. They had a big venue, and they had like shirtless, big muscle guys carry Jin Jin out.
Yeah, I'm going to join this group.
They have a blast, yeah.
Michael, you see so many joys and defeats with your artists that you work with. What do you do to keep them inspired? What do you do to keep them going? What advice do you tell them?
Gosh, they inspire me, man. I mean, they keep me inspired. You know, this is their art, their way, and that in itself is inspiring enough. I think just giving them an avenue to do this inexpensively. I mean, artists almost never lose money at the Fringe. Some of them make money, a lot of them break even, but even if they do, it's very little because of the investment they have to put in. So they're able to really just do what they want to do their way. And the fact that I can give them a good umbrella and a good structure to do that's what makes me happy. That's
That's
what
incredible.
drives me.
Besides giving the artist, a platform to do what they love, how do you feel like the Fringe Festival is affecting our community? Why is Central Florida a better place because of the Orlando Fringe Festival?
Well, I will brag a little bit. I mean, the Fringe connects to demographics that no other arts organization in this town can touch. We hit 18 to 35-year-olds, people that are not typical theater goers that'll come to see some stand-up or to see a band on the outdoor stage. Or we're bringing people who have never experienced arts or think that they don't like performing arts into the fold and exposing them to performing arts and getting them hooked. So I think it's huge for that. We also have an economic impact of nearly $2 million every year.
That's great.
In 2 weeks, which is another number that the arts organizations can envy. I think what we do is so important because it brings the entire community together. Whether you're a dance group that does children's dance or a comedy troupe that does really raunchy, cutting edge comedy, you're all together and everybody feels like a community.
If you ran into someone, let's say at the supermarket, maybe an Aldi or something, and they were to say to you, why should my family and I go to Fringe? How can you guarantee we'd have a good time? What would you say?
I would say that Fringe has something for everyone. With over 100 shows, I guarantee you that there's a show that you'll like, that'll fit what you like. What genre of performance do you like? That's what I would ask them. I would say, do you have kids? Bring them to Kids Fringe. It's completely free, no risk. Go check out Kids Fringe and see what you think. A lot of our groups are there. You'll see Circus Arts doing workshops on aerial acrobatics, or Ibex Puppetry, Heather Henson's company, doing puppetry workshops and teaching kids about the environment. So you're going to find something that fits not only your taste, but everyone in your family will find something that fits their taste. So.
Nice. Well, boy, this has certainly been great to talk to you about this Fringe Festival because it's one of my favorite things. It makes me so proud.
Yeah.
I think what makes me most proud is that the community comes out to support it.
Well, and you're essentially creating awareness of the other arts organizations and the different types of art. I mean, people may not even think of puppetry as art, but it is. And so you're building an art patronage of new people that want to support the art. So it's a great thing that you're doing for the community, and you're doing a great job leading it. If you could give us any advice, our listeners, on just to continue their journey with the arts or continue their dream or their passions, what would you say?
I would say that Fringe is a great proof that anyone can produce your own material, can do your work the way you want to do it. You don't always have to compromise. You don't always have to, answer to an artistic director and a board of directors and every other thing you can. The Fringe is a great way to take your work and do it your way and not compromise to anyone.
Truly be art.
Well,
Truly be yours, yeah.
We have heard it here today. One more time, tell us where we can go online.
OrlandoFringe.org.
Thank you so much, Michael. It's been a pleasure talking with you.
Absolutely. When we come back, we're going to learn more about Michael. We're going to learn more about the Orlando Fringe Festival, and we're going to learn more about its future and vision.